Hi, good day. Welcome to Newspaper Review on Niger Watch. How are you doing? How you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my Niger Watch family across the globe. How are you? It's good to be here. How are you? I hope you're well. Mr. Charles. Good day, Mr. Charles. Good to have you here today. How you doing?
I'm very well, Miss Tema, and how are you too?
That's a beautiful day. I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the broadcast. All right. We'll be diving right in, Mr. Charles. You know the drill. Please put your mic on mute, and I'll get back to you when it's time for us to talk. So, yes, everybody in the comment section, how are you doing? Thank you for holding up, and thank you for your comments. I see your comment trooping in even before 10 a.m. Thank you so much, guys. Guys, it's a beautiful day. Please let's observe all protocols by liking the broadcast, sharing the broadcast, inviting. So, yes, now is about a good time to invite someone to this broadcast just before we begin. Yes, please. And also, let's normalize using the dollar sign to the right in the comment section, guys. It's necessary to support us. It is important to support us. Yes, it's important to support us. It costs by sharing the broadcast, inviting someone, and also engaging us in the comment section, guys. All right. Let's dive right into the comments. Let's see. Oh yes, I have. Hi, Taye Rose. How you doing, Taye Rose? It's good to have you here today. Osagbobo, good morning to you too. How you doing? Awakalu, hey, what's up? It's yes. Good to have you here. Osage, Osage Daddy, how you doing? Good to have you here. G Simon 137, how are you? Good morning to you too. Thank you for being here. Mr. Edolite, how you doing, Mr. Edolite? Good to have you here today, as always. Thank you, Mommy Diaspora. Thank you for always being here, dearest Mama. Thank you, and good morning to you, Mama. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Who else do I have in here? Okay. We are moving. Let's do it. I love your username. Good morning to you too. How you doing? Yes, let's do it. Good morning, Mr. Makirabo. Good to have you on this broadcast. How you doing, Mr. Makirabo? I like to know how you're doing. So please say something in the comment section. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you to you watching. Yes, I see you too. Please do not forget to do the needful by liking this broadcast. Let's begin already. As you're coming into the studio, into the broadcast, please like the broadcast. Thank you very much. All right. Shall we begin, ladies and gentlemen? Our first paper for today is The Punch. Okay, on the punch, we have insecurity, economic crisis. Atiku Obi Slam FG, Shetima sells Tinubu's candidacy. Everything negative, situation pathetic, worst ever. And this is from PDP and LP presidential candidates. That is Atiku and Peter Obi. I will hand over federal varsities to state, says Atiku. Angry youth faults ex vice president. I hope you guys watched the NBA convention that happened yesterday. Yes, yesterday at Ecotel. If you haven't, please quickly get on YouTube and watch it. Nation in disarray. Chimamanda Adichie. Tinubu will hit the ground running, and that is from his running mate Shetima. NNPC eyes 422 billion naira from six IOCs in August. Lawyer sues Buhari, others over NDDC management. ASU NEC decides on strike on Sunday. Oil firms owe banks 5 trillion naira amid losses and theft. Rep summon TCN over $33 million payment to Gen Co. And Yeah, in the picture was from the convention for of NBA. Yes, that happened yesterday. 570 million naira debt. Contractor to sue Oshun over airports. Building collapse. Lagos others probe. Police arrest engineer. Olubadan films as hoodlums invade palace. Disrupt ceremony. Yes, guys, you heard right. You heard right. All right, we'll take this story one after the other. Let's see the first one here. ASU and the National Executive Committee to decide. So on Sunday, we would know if the ASU will be calling off the strike or they are stamping their feet. As federal government have come out to say, no work, no pay for the duration of the time that the lecturers were home, striking, not were home, the time that they were striking, fighting for a good cause, federal government have said that they are not getting paid, and ASU have come out to say there's no way we are not getting paid. If we don't get paid, we are not calling off the strike or we are not resuming. So by Sunday, let's see what these two people would agree. I hope they meet halfway, and this is the time where everyone has to be willing to make sacrifice for our beloved country. So yeah, so ASU should hopefully they get to bend to that. And what else do we have here? Yes, the 570 million naira debt. So now let's analyze this. So Osun State government employed the service of this firm to help build the airports. Now they did, and they got to a point, and they asked, they kept writing to the state governor. See, you need to release funds for us to continue this job, carry this job to the next level. They kept writing, and they were not forthcoming with funds, so they left site, which of course they wrote to that effect before leaving site. They left the site. There was nothing to do, no money, nothing to pursue. You need to pay us the one we've done so that we can do more, or pay so we can finish up the job. But that did not happen, so they left site, they packed up, and you know how it is when you do government job. They keep writing and pushing, hoping that the money will come out. This is since 2017. And now, Osun State has handed over the airport to the Navy. Yes, they've handed it over to the Navy. Now, that is not the problem. Now, the former contractors are speaking out, and they've threatened, so to say, they've threatened to sue Osun State if they don't do the needful, because Osun State has they've continued that project, that's the airport, but they gave the job to another contractor. So now they are saying, pay us what you owe us, or we'll sue you people. I don't know what Oyetola is trying to do. I don't know what is trying to. I don't know how you even think you can outplay somebody that way. Well, so that's the story on the that's the story on the contractor wanting to sue also Oshu over airport. And the building, oh yes, so there was this building that was sealed up for renovation by Lagos State. The building is under renovation. Everything is supposed to be going fine and well, but you have this septic tank, the roads, everything collapsed onto another building. And now this septic tank, they all had three of it, had 2,000 liters of water in each of the tanks. This tank fell over to another building and collapsed into a woman's apartment. This woman was in the house, she was sleeping, herself, a 12-year-old child, and a younger brother who came to Lagos to look for a job. Sadly, the child and her brother were they died in that accident, but the woman, was evacuated with a broken arm and a broken leg. Honestly, guys, that's a sad one. So she's nursing herself in the hospital. She's somewhere around Igbobi, and this happened at around Bariga in Lagos State. This is that was a sad loss. Olubadan films as hoodlums invade palace, disrupts ceremony. Do we have anything to say to that? I'm not sure we have anything to say to that. Let's move on to the next paper. You see, when the people don't regard positions, or when positions, places are not being used wisely or judiciously, when you don't do what you should do. I mean, people now do not even have regard for. Imagine hoodlums going into the palace to disrupt a ceremony. So it wasn't even like a quiet normal day. No, it wasn't. There was an event, and they had the guts, the effrontery, no regard anymore for sacred places. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll move to the next paper, and that's Tribune. On Tribune, we have Atiku, Shetima, Obi X-ray Nigeria's problems, profile solutions. Atiku unveils plans for phased devolution of power to federating unit, of which when he said this, he was booed by people. Tinubu's government will replicate Bono, Lagos wonders. Okay, Shetima is saying that in a nutshell, or if you pick something else from this, please share your opinion when it's time. But Shetima is saying that what Tinubu has done for Lagos and what he has done for Borno State will be replicated, and they are going to bring the Lagos wonder and the Borno wonder, and they will make Nigeria a wonderful place. My people, what do you say to this? Okay, moving on. We have 2023 election should not be based on religion, tribe, but character and competence. And of course, that's from Peter Obi. Hoodlums disrupts chieftaincy ceremony. Olubadan condemns act. Water tank falls on house in Lagos, kills two. Lagos records 321 incidents of building collapse in 48 years. 321 incidents. There's something about data in this Nigeria that is not accurate. I wonder when we'll start getting data accurate. In Lagos alone, how many houses? And you're saying 321 in 48 years. That's what is in the papers. And Wole Soyinka has come out to ask the federal government why prescribe IPOB and not Miyetti Allah. Why has IPOB been singled out and has been called a terrorist group and not Miyetti Allah? $600 million trapped funds. Foreign airlines, home countries uncomfortable. FG working on impasse. That's from ministry. FG introduces rotavirus vaccine to avert over 110,000 children's death. I hope we vaccinate our children. I hope we take out time. I hope we don't get too familiar with vaccines. Vaccines are not just for newborns, parents. Take out time to give your kids all the vaccines that has been enlisted by WHO or on their there's this card that they usually would give. I don't know how that works in other countries, but over here their cards. Keep up with the appointment. A lot of viruses, infections, diseases are just everywhere. Let's try and save our children from it, please. Thank you very much for adhering to this. Go and check the immunization card and look out for the ones that has not been ticked. Look out for the ones that has not been done, and please ensure to see to it that your kids, get their shots. Thank you. Abducted humanitarian worker released after 20 years in Boko Haram's den. Honestly, I heard Boko Haram, like, do we still have Boko Haram? I thought Buhari's government had done away. So there are still people who are still held hostage by Boko Haram. We're not even talking about that one. The school children, Bethel School, they are in 431 or 91 days, about two, oh goodness gracious, 20 months. 18 suspected kidnappers arrested in Benue. Mother of Yobe cleric, investigation in progress to authenticate identities of suspects, and that's from the army. Students call for PPP to fund universities. APCON changes name, now ACON, bans use of foreign models and voice-over artists. Okay, so what this simply means is they want local products. They want to sell local products. Yeah, so when you have a product, you want to run advertisements, be it radio, television, social media, anywhere you want to run your adverts. If it is a Nigerian owned company, or you want to advertise here in Nigeria, they've come out to say that it will only fly if we have local products. You embrace, or yes, embrace or promote, like the Nigerian language, the Nigerian English, so to say. So going forward, I don't know how that's going to be possible to manage this. Sometimes I think these people just wake up on, they make decisions based on what side of bed that they wake up to. This is this is the internet age. There are people, I mean, people do stuff online. How do you I'll leave that to my panelists to dissect. All right, we'll move on to the last paper for today, and that's Daily Trust. Here we have 2023 Atiku Shetima Obi profile solutions to Nigeria's challenges. I will attract local foreign investment in health education, and that's from ex VP Atiku Abubakar. You should vote for competence LP candidate tells citizens, and that's from Peter Obi. We will lead our troops to front lines. APC running mate Shetima. Shakaru Ponchos Kwankwaso's claims leave supporters guessing. Scores of terrorists killed as NAF jets hit Shekwa's successors enclave. Victories like this, one would expect that it is caught on camera, televised.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah,
These are
Okay.
footage that when you show NPF, PSC over constables recruitment. Honestly, we are looking for a president who a time is coming where it won't be about competence or connection. Where it won't be connection, but about competence. Yes. Imagine the NPF and PSC are clashing over constables recruitment. 2023, how Darius pardon stirs anxiety in Plateau political landscape. Oga, you just came out from prison. You should be relaxing and taking some vitamins and supplements and making sure that your health is okay and not diverging into political matters already. FG introduces rotavirus vaccine to avert. Okay, the numbers. You see what I said about data here in Nigeria. Initially, I read from Punch 110, and now it is 111,000 children's death. Accidented vehicles flood Nigeria's market as cost of Tokumbo rises by 100%. Guys, all these things they consign us. So 100%, increment 100%. That means things like cars are now like leisures. They're not basic amenities anymore. All right, good morning to my panelists. How are you guys doing? It's good to have each and every one of you here today. Mr. Charles.
yeah, Mrs. Emma.
All right, Mr. Charles, good to have you here again. What story do we take today? Now, let's talk about this building collapse that happens every now and then in Lagos. Even though that we have a body in charge of regulation, do you think this is just the work of the contractors, or you think even Lagos state government has a play in all of this? Also, remember that they have a governing body that is in charge. I mean, when your building is due for renovation and you are slacking, they come and seal off your building for renovations. So do they not vet the things that are being used? Do they not vet? I mean, a building that is on or that is on that renovation is ongoing. Would you not expect that Why would you have all three tanks even filled? And a place where you are breaking grounds and all of that. I mean, is Lagos State not supposed to have a structure for things like this and have people who supersede renovations while they are going to make sure that you don't do a shabby job or you don't just plaster cement somewhere and say and paint it and say that's renovation. Would you not expect, some kind of
Mrs. Emma, sometimes it's all these things. It gives me worries, especially when we begin to talk about the failure of the government to implement some certain measures, because that's how it is everywhere in the world. But our government have failed. Not just they have failed, and our citizens, most of us, the citizens also have failed because of bribery, because of corruption. Because I know all these things are there to check all these things when you are building. The government, there are a body that's supposed to do inspections if you meet up with the standard, and if there anyhow there's a certain years a house supposed to be stay and it will be due for renovation. All this, that's how it is everywhere in the world. But in Nigeria, it's a different thing. Even many places in the world, you don't even renovate that house. You demolish that house totally because there's no need of renovating that house. Imagine a house that I've stayed for over 50 years above. Then, what are you renovating? Even if you are going to renovate it, it'll be like you are building a new house. That's how it's going to look like. So we have all the body that have been set up by the government to monitor all the body. They are not doing it. The government are fair. The government have, like P2B said, if you want to fight corruption, to fight corruption is easy. And I believe him that it is easy to fight corruption. How? Me, as a governor of a state, if I am not stealing, it will be hard for my commissioners to steal. If I have influenced my commissioners, it will be hard for PAMSEX and other people, every other body to steal or to inflict price. All these things, corruption will reduce. But because all these things are not working, that's why you see things not working in Nigeria. Imagine every time we're talking about have been collapsed. What is the cause? Why is all this has been collapsed? Because these bodies have not done their jobs very well. And the governors, you see, all these things have been happening. Have you seen here that anybody have been held responsible? Have you heard that anybody have been persecuted? Because when things happen and somebody is being persecuted because of that, somebody will go to jail because of that, because you did not do your job, because you did not do what you are employed to do. Others will retreat that step. But you see in Nigeria, all these things keep on happening. Have you heard that anybody has been held responsible for this or went to jail? No, nobody. Because governors give these jobs to their friends, relatives, family members, co-supporters, and those who is willing to kill because they want them to remain in power. So nothing will happen. But if you are given a job based on competency, if you give somebody employment based on competence, based on records, that he has done this before and he has done very well, and you check his resume, call his references, and they give testimony of how he has worked in the time past, and you employ him based on that, and give him an order, give me a mandate, and show him this is my vision. I have to live in this. I have to serve for 4 years or 8 years. In this age, I don't want to hear. I employ you based on this because of your reference and the resume. And based on that, I have given you this job. Within this period of time, I want you to do something extraordinary, even more than what your resume have mentioned. And eventually, you've provided them with everything that is needed to carry out that job. and he fell. You make sure he goes to jail. When he goes to jail, others will retrace their step. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. So it will continue to be happening. It will continue.
All
So
right.
yeah. So my
All right,
sister.
Mr. Charles. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'll take this comment from Johnson Emmanuel. Johnson Emmanuel, how you doing? Good morning to you too, and welcome to the broadcast. Johnson Emmanuel says that those people, please mute your mic, please. Thank you. Johnson Manuel says those building inspectors are not doing their job like every other agencies in Nigeria. Indeed, like every other agencies, but theirs is very peculiar. So they have to. They just have to. All right. We have to blame people that are receiving salaries without carrying out their tasks. Government can't do everything. But I mean, are they not saying that these people are not doing their jobs? Every time building is collapsing, and the good thing is when a building collapses, it favors Lagos State because they overtake the building. Yes, I'm sure many people never knew that when a building collapses, the building now belongs to Lagos State. So if Lagos State has put this agency in charge, right, and they are not doing their job, have they not? I mean, instead of taking these buildings, why not sit down and wonder why are these things happening? You guys, are you not checkmating this instead of just getting this? It's like we read this yesterday of a group of people that has sued the Lagos State government. They're saying you cannot benefit from your own failure. This building collapsed because the agencies that you put in charge, they okayed this building. They okayed the blueprints. And now it has collapsed and you want to claim. So what happens to the investors, people that has bought properties, when a building is up? I don't even know how people get to know, but you will go and you will see a building that is still, the construction is still going. Like you don't even have an idea of the structure yet. And when you go there, they'll tell you that, oh, no vacancy anymore. It has been paid for. There is no space. All the space has been paid for. So, you had people who had paid for space. And now they're saying, so what happens to us? Is it going to go that way? But you guys did this. So, I mean, this is what we are talking about today. Mr. Pansat, it's good to have you on the broadcast. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Emma. How are you?
It's a beautiful day, and I'm doing very well. Thank you, Mr. Pansat.
Awesome. It's very good to see you. It's like 2:35 in the morning. I stay up a little so I could partake in your program. So
Thank you,
thank
Mr.
you.
Pansat. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. All right. What's your reaction to this building collapsing, and unfortunately a woman's child and a younger brother, lost their life in this one, the one I'm sharing the one that happened yesterday somewhere in Bariga, Lagos State.
Right.
And so I mean, how does this make it? It's really upsetting to know that Lagos State will, they will act like they are sanctioning this person, but then again, they possess the building.
Yeah, let me say, first of all, how saddening it is for the family that the two kids, I believe there are two youngsters that died in that incident. So apparently the scaffolding is what fell, and that scaffolding was carrying 3 tanks, and each of those tanks contained 2,000 liters. So there's a remote cause and there's an immediate cause, right? So the blame can go around. There's no doubt that our country is just not structured right. Okay, even if when you have a collapse, are the emergency services, can they get there as fast as they should? Are the roads clear? But if the scaffolding fell, well, you cannot blame the government in this case. So the immediate cause goes to the engineers. I believe one of the engineers are arrested. But we can't be doing this a la carte. When somebody does something wrong, you arrest them and you do this, and they come out a few months later, a week later, or whatever. The government has to try to care for their citizens and know that our lives and property is important. Try to structure a city. Try to structure the lives of people, provide emergency services, So, yeah, there's a remote cause, which is the fact that we're not a structured country. Cities are not, they don't care about anybody. So, and then the professionals, the engineer, are you going to put 2,000 liter stuff on top of a scaffolding and you don't even care about the surrounding? So hopefully we start doing things right. And nevertheless, the 12-year-old that was killed, I believe, and the family, our hearts go out to them. But we will get the country fixed at some point. So we can complain all the time. There's just no country like Nigeria, to be honest with you. With all the blessings we have, there's been a series of building collapses in the city, in the Lagos area, because they don't have land and they're building up vertical instead of going horizontal. But then you know, it's something that you have to have responsibility. People should pay for any incident like this and make an example out of them. So that's my take on that.
All right, Mr. Pansa, thank you. Thank you for that. Mr. Kennedy, good morning to you, sir. I can say good morning to you now. It feels good to say good morning to you. Mr. Kennedy, please unmute your mic.
Good morning, Mrs. Iman, and good morning to my fellow panelists, and good morning to everyone listening out there. But first of all, let me show you something. This is how I came. Obe and Dati. This I'm going to Benin. So I'm already very obedient.
I hope you don't get I hope you don't get harassed. How's
No,
been your stay in Lagos so far?
yes, that's been very, very, very palatable, and I'm going to Benin today.
Okay, all right, sir. Okay, let me just quickly answer to Johnson. Johnson, you're asking if I am sure that the government took over buildings. Yes, this is not the first time. This is just check the news, just check the news, and that's why yesterday in the news it was reported that the people from the Ikoyi, the 21-story building collapse that happened at Ikoyi. That's why they are suing the government. Say you are taking over this property, you are benefiting from this. That's where all of that came from. Saying you are benefiting from this, you cannot benefit from your own failures. That's why they are suing Lagos State government. Yes, it's something that they do. All right, Mr. Kennedy, please.
Yes, in all of this, we still have the government to blame because there are no proper regulations. And even if there are proper regulations, Nigeria is very, very difficult to govern because we have a lot of situations here. The people that are working in the ministry that are saddled with the responsibilities are not qualified. They are probably there because their brothers or their sisters are in government, and they give them these positions. They just give them positions because their relations are in government. Most of these people, and if you look at the NEPA too, the people there, people that didn't go to technical college or polytechnics and universities, they are in NEPA working. Whereas people that have the requisite qualifications, they are not there. So the government is not regulating anything. Even if they regulate it, who is going to obey when their brothers are in government? So normally when a building is being erected, there's supposed to be a number of years the building is supposed to last. After that number of years, the building is supposed to go down. So all these government regulations are probably in their files or in the archives, in the offices, but they are not being carried out. And when these regulators, when they go to such buildings, and they ask the people to evacuate the building, the people start, some people start using charms to make sure the regulators don't even come back to tell them what to do and all that. So it's a difficult balance. Nigeria is a very, very difficult place. But anyway, whether people use charms or not, when the regulation is there, when the regulators are there to say, you try to bring this building down within a year or 3 months, the rules has to be respected. But people don't care. Instead, they want to cut corners. The owner of the building might go to the ministry and bribe the head of that ministry, and the head of that ministry will ask them to withdraw those papers and all that. So Is unless we have a working structure, unless we have a working government that will put an end to all this and make sure people obey the rules and the regulations, things are not going to work well. But my heart goes to the family of those that lost their loved ones. I think as time goes on, we'll get it right. Well, it's a work in progress. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Kennedy, thank you for that. Mr. Let Go, welcome to the broadcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Emma.
All
Good
right, sir.
morning.
Good morning, sir. Let's catch your reaction on this.
Yes, Mr. Kennedy said actually what is in my mind. You know, we have bodies that regulate all these things, but because of bribery and corruptions, they don't enforce it. There is no tax forces that enforce to make sure that these things are being put into the right place. And people are working in the wrong places. That is the problem. And the government is not regulating the cost and the quality of the materials that Nigerians are using. Because if you go to Lagos today, a rod may be 10 naira. If you go to Calabar, a rod may be 100 naira. So people use inferior materials to do job, and people just, see a land and start building anything. They build bridges with mud sound. So we have government that everybody is all about bribe. An engineer will come, negotiate with you. You pay that engineer. Instead of that engineer to do that job, the engineer will pocket the money in his own bag and use inferior materials to do your job, government job, individual job. And all they do, the task force will come, you just pay, they just give you receipt, and that is the end of it. Nobody enforces it. So that is our problem. So the problem still fall back to the government that are not regulating all these things, that are not inspecting all these things. And we've been paid, everybody been paid. They charge you, and if you do not pay, you can't do anything. But once they get their money, they are done. What goes in, they don't know. What goes out, they don't know. Now, innocent people will come and live there. Before you know it, they will start expressing difficulties. And nobody is being held accountable. Nobody is being prosecuted. Nobody is being go to jail. Government has not paid any fine. If you sue them at the end of the day, they will go free. So it's all about failure in leadership, failure in government, and individuals in Nigeria. We have failed too. So we will get in this right. It's a work in progress. I believe if we start putting the right people in 2023, things will be falling into place. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Let Go. Thank you for that. Yes, I very much agree. And that is why everything, falls back on the government. If these people are being punished severely, I'm sure the rest of them in that industry, they would sit up. Because, I mean, that's an industry. When they know that, oh, architect did this and he got away with it, oh, this person did this, and people are losing their lives, people are losing properties. That's not something. Yes, we'll fault the government at this. Who is supposed to punish them? Is it the landlord that paid them the money that is even pursuing them to give them back, to he has lost a lot of things in that process. The government needs to start doing better. I don't know. I mean, when they start, there are some things that you just shouldn't, you just cannot cut corners. Things like this. Because, if anything goes wrong, lives would be lost, properties would be lost. So, I don't know. I think the government, we as a people, we as a nation, we need to do better. We need to do better. We need to stop this wanting to cut corners, always, using our backhand to take money. We need to stop this bribery and corruption. It is eating us. It is eating each and every one of us. Now, look at what that has cost a family, a
Yeah,
child and a brother. That has
Emma,
cost the family.
hello?
Yes, Mr. Lego.
Yeah, Emma, sorry. Like, example, all these trailers that carried fuel and gases, kerosene in Nigeria. Look at the situation. They are not even paying tax. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it. They are not paying tax. They are just carrying it.
Oh, Mr. Let Go, I'm sorry, we can't hear you.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Let Go.
Right. Not Mr. Les
Okay,
Charles.
Mr. Charles. Okay.
Yeah, like what I want to say here concerning the workers, that the people that are supposed to inspect all these things. You see, we have an issue. We have a problem with the government. Like I always say, corruption. Sometimes, when someone is hungry, again, he can do anything. We all know the situations in Nigeria today. That the money, even if 100,000 naira salary, it can never, it's not enough. But in Nigeria, people are being paid less than that. 10, 20,000, 30,000. These are another problem we are facing in Nigeria. If a government is giving you, because sometimes you, as a government, you sit down and ask yourself first question, I am paying people 30,000 naira monthly. Will that naira be enough for me and my family? You ask yourself questions, not just because you everything is going well with you, so you can pay anyone. You see, we have to review our salary, this thing, so that people will start earning good money. Because in as much as we cry every day that these things are being done, nothing will happen. It can never, even if you jail people, nothing will happen because people are being underpaid. They're paying, what they are paying them is peanut. That can never go anywhere. Government should step up. Start paying people, because a man with a wife with 2 children, how is he going to survive? And paying rent, how is he going to survive with 50,000? And many are not being paid up to that amount. And every day we're talking about corruption. These are the ways to see if these things can be stopped. Honestly, Nigeria government have to step up. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Giles, thank you for that. Mr. Pansat, let me pick you up on this. Uh, good news in the news. One of the people adopted by Boko Haram 20 months later, she has just been released.
Well, that's a good news, which is quite rare. I'm not quite familiar with the story, so I would just applaud the good news and use some time to acknowledge and thank those who are in the chat room. I want them to be also contributing to these things, because I do like to read the chat area. So obviously the mommy diaspora, our chief mom in chief here in this forum. I remember the way she welcomed me the first day I came here, only to find out that she welcomes everybody with that kind of fanfare. So Edolite, Awakalo, G. Simon, Mark Erabo, and so many others. I thought it was a short list. I was going to mention everybody. Johnson, Emmanuel, everybody else. So I'll let the fellow capable panelists deal with this issue, because I'm not quite familiar. Just the fact that it's a good news. Terrorism.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Mr. Kennedy, let's talk about this. A lady that was abducted by Boko Haram, 20 months later, she regains her freedom. That is to say that Boko Haram are still very much around. I thought,
Yes.
I thought the presidency came out severally to say that we've defeated Boko Haram, we have done this, we have done that. But look at, and just yesterday in the news, or even today, I read that NAF has taken, they've killed in airstrike, they've killed Shekwa's second in command, or the one that took over Shekwa. And you just don't know what to do with the stories, because this minute you think Boko Haram has been wiped off, they are forgotten and all of that. And the next minute you are hearing that they've released someone that they took 20 months ago, and you are killing. Are this government being truthful about insecurity? Do you think they're being truthful about their fights against insecurity in Nigeria?
No, I think they are not truthful at all. There's no iota of truthfulness in what the government is doing. When they were coming to power, they said they were going to eliminate the terrorists within 6 months. That was what they said, if I'm right. And here we are, 7 years and still counting. Even before that 6 months, we heard from them that they have technically defeated Boko Haram. So, and there have been a series of assertions from the government, technically defeated, and sometimes they said they have decimated Boko Haram. So they have used different kind of phrases to kind of deceive the entire populace of what they're doing, whereas they're doing nothing. So if Boko Haram that abducted a lady, or so many people, probably that lady was one of them, after 20 months, I think that's 20 months, right? 20 months, the lady is being released. How was the lady released? They are not telling us anything. How was the lady released? Was she released after the government has paid ransom? Was she released after the family members have paid ransom? Or did she escape? And where was she staying? She has to be debriefed. Was she debriefed? Where was she staying all this 1 year and about 8 months or thereabout? Where was she staying? Was she staying in the bush? Was she staying in one of the houses of the terrorists? Where was she staying? And what has been the communication system since she was adopted? And when she was released, where was she found? And what vital information can we retrieve from this woman so that we can trace these people that adopted her and kept her for so long? So they are basically not telling us anything. So I think there's more to this than meet the eye. We still have to wait. Maybe I think the Dati has said they know a lot about these people, and the moment they come to power, we're going to see a lot of issues will be exposed. And I prayed it will be exposed, and all the people that have been deceiving us, that have been killing us, will go to jail. So I don't think they have not been sincere at all, and they are not ready to be sincere. This is where we're going to be until we usher in a new government. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Kennedy, thank you for that. Mr. Let Go, are you back to the studio?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Lego, I'll pick you as a doctor, right? This woman that has been with terrorist group for 20 months, that's actually a lot of time. And now she's back. What would you expect that the government would do, medically? What should the government, how is the government supposed to assist this woman? As Mr. Kennedy even asked, as Mr. Kennedy uh, his submission, part of his submission, connotes that these people should not just even be. What we see is when they come out, they are kept in a room until the press media comes, and once they've done their press round, they are released with their families. I mean, psychologically, is there no effect on these people? Are they not supposed to be contained somewhere? And why they are spoken to, then interrogated? Medically, does it have effect on these people, being in such a place for that longer time?
Yeah. Thank you, Emma. First of all, Pansat said that he wanted to say something, so you can look at his chat in the private chat. So what I want to say is this: first of all, is that the government is not telling us the truth. This person they are talking about, what is the person's name? We don't know. Where is the person? We don't know. Have they shown us this person in a live television? No. So how are we going to describe the situation? Only that we heard that after 20 months, they have released somebody Boko Haram kept. Nothing, no other information. We need to collect data. We need to assess this patient. No, this person. Is the person a ghost? We don't know. So they are not telling us anything. They are just fooling themselves. But apart from government deceiving themselves, if somebody is being detained for 20 months, there's a lot going on. If the person is still alive for 20 months, there's a lot going on. Immediately the person is out of where they kept her, Because now we don't know, as the Kennedy said, is she in the bush? Is she in the Boko Haram house? Nobody know. They don't tell us, and we don't know. So that it is hard for us to describe the the kind of help this person need, because we don't do on assumptions. We do on facts. We do on data. So that is what I have to say, is that if maybe there is a video that will show us this person, we can look at this person and we can maybe say, okay, now this person need immediate attention. This person need to move to emergency department. This person need to move to the hospital. Government need to take charge of the health of this individual. But now, is this person a paper? We don't know. Is this person a monkey? We don't know. Is this person a goat? We don't know. So it is difficult for you to come out and say this is what the government should do. But for anybody that found him or herself in this situation, the first thing the government should do is to take this person to an emergency hospital for an assessment. This person now needs to be rehabilitated. This person needs serious medical attention. This person is depressed. This person is dying. This person has so many disease. If like, we need to at least see this individual, whether live television or something else. We need to see this individual, because when we see this individual, we will start talking about whether, okay, the Boko Haram kept her in a good place. Boko Haram maybe looking at the physical assessment of this individual, we can make a recommendation. But now nothing, everything is being hidden from me and you. So what are you going to say? So so it is hard. Yeah, it is difficult for us. Anything we say now that we need to help this individual is an assumption, and that is a false statement. So the government need to come out. Mm-hmm. Let them come out and show us this individual that has been in this captivity for 20 months.
All right, Mr. Lego, thank you for that. Okay, Mr. Pansad, I'll take this headline again after seeing your message. So, scores of terrorists, I took this on Daily Trust this morning. Scores of terrorists killed as SNAF jets hit Shekwa's Successor's enclave. Yes, so that happened. When you see operations like this, yeah, we might not know that this is about to happen. We don't need to know the details, but at the point that this operation is carried out, I mean, they have these tech glasses that they wear that has camera. They could have this camera tipped on their shoulder. They could have cameras, they could just infuse it somewhere. Give us documentary, let's see a video, let's see how it happened, let's applaud you guys. There's just this effect when we get to see. I said it here this morning while I was reading the news. So Shekwa has a successor. That means Boko Haram is still. What do you want to say, Mr. Pansa?
Yes, thank you very much. I was being reticent, coy, because I thought you wanted me to talk about that particular incident of the release, which is a good news. But, Mr. Let's Go asked the pertinent questions, and that ties to what you're saying, your concern for the victims when they're released. Nigerians, they are loving people. If that woman is made available and people will see that somebody's been released, they would do all kinds of things. People raise funds for them, for her and the family. That alone will heal her if she knew it's not her fault, no matter maybe she came out with kids from there, that she's a victim and her country loves her. If they just make these things available. But it ties together with the bombing of the Nigerian Air Force on the Fia by Yoram in Sambisa Forest, right? They make that claim all the time, but we don't see. There's no video. There's no pictures. So what I want Nigerians, those who are listening right now, if we come out here, let's say Mr. Let's Go describes the ear of an animal, I describe the skin, somebody describes the tusk, somebody describes the trunk, the eyes, and the big foot of the an animal. What are we talking about? It's an elephant, right? So we are being led by terrorists. That's what it is. This woman, they don't want to make her available to the press, to the public. More than likely, because we're gonna ask questions. Where were you kept? Were you in a mosque? Were you in a palace? Where are all these people who are, because if you look at history, what the terrorists in the past did in the 18th century, 19th century, they hide them in mosques, they hide them in the palaces as slaves. So we are a country of 200 and something million people. And our students, they go into Chibok and they will abduct 300 girls, 200 girls. Imagine, for many, many years now, they're releasing them one by one. There's no question.
It took that large amount of people unapprehended.
Yes, that is. I mean, forget about the logistics of. Imagine 100 people, 200 people, girls. They'll be scared and screaming and clawing, scratching for the fighters. Some will be running. Not. You cannot have 300 pliant women. It's impossible. Some would say, "I'll die because you're not going to touch my body," and they will start running. But they go with trucks and they carry that many girls, but they won't make them available so that we can ask these questions. And we just take it, right? You go, you say you went and you bombed a forest, and that you might have done damage. The director, public relations of the NAF, Edward Gabekwe, he's saying, "Hey, look, we did some strikes over there, but the details are those who are neutralized. We're not going to make it known to you." Now, this particular Ba Yuram, Fia Ba Yuram, is the one that replaced Shakawa, or whatever his name is. Nigerians, we have to do better than what we're doing. It's a good news, yes, but where was she kept? That all these years, she survived and then came out. How's she faring? Like you said, Emma, psychologically, how's she doing? Did she come out with kids? What kind of people abducted you? What about the rest? Did you have close contact? There's so many data, like Let's Go said, asked, that could be harvested, especially the press. There are certain questions that only the trained journalists can ask. Make her available. Let's see videos. Let's say if you bomb, if you kill a terrorist, bring him out so we can see. So it's we have to do a whole lot better than what we're doing, because the only reason why they cannot make that woman available is because she must have been in touch with untouchables. Who are the untouchables in our society? I would say it's the mosques and palaces in the north. That's where those are, because you won't have anything like that in the south. If a bishop is keeping a terrorist and is apprehended, the bishop is a nobody at that point. He's nothing. So these untouchables, they're not fooling anybody. We come in every program, like this program right now, we're going to talk about the ears. Another program is talk about the trunk. All these things point to an elephant in the room. We have terrorists in power. So we have to bring it all together. It's just not compartmentalize it. Thank you very much. I think I associate my Let's Go remarks. I accept everything is said on that. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Pansat. Mr. Charles, you have just 30 seconds to say what you want to say, please.
Okay, Miss Emma. You see, each time, like I always say, we talk about insurgency and insecurity in Nigeria. Honestly, it gives me a lot of worries. Why? Because we are living in a country that you find out that religion has some part of the country has placed religion above every other thing. That when you live in a country where, because of, especially when I look, it's not only just that some group of people have made it looks like that your freedom, your liberty, everything has been seized. and it looks like you are living in a different country when you go to the, let's say you are from the south, you travel to north. This is one Nigeria. In that northern Nigeria, a religion has been placed above the constitution of Nigeria, that as somebody who is from south, I cannot drink, buy my drink and drink. I cannot practice, live my life the way I want to live, like every other Nigerian. Eh? Why? Because some people want to make themselves they want to place it above the law. Like my brother said it here. Every day we're talking about insurgency, Boko Haram, the people that these people that are being kidnapped. Have we in any day see any of them, or is there any time they have been showed on the live television? Because when America went to bomb Iran, this their commander, we saw when they bombed him, we saw everyone saw the video. They show it. When they bomb, they got this guy, Bin Laden. The video is there. Even this last one they killed, the video is there. Every time this government will be telling us stories that they have done this, they have done that. No Nigerian will ask, these people that you have said, you have killed, you have captured, can we see that video? And these people that are being released, like my brother said, where are they coming from? Who communicated with them before they are being released? Is there ransom being paid? And who are the people that this ransom are being paid to? You see, as people in a civilized society, these are information that's supposed to be taken out from these people. And with this information, government, the security agents will do more better. But this in Nigeria, like my brother said, some people are behind all this. The people that are untouchable. And like he said, these untouchable are not in the south. They are in the palace in the north. They are in the mosque. And some are in the government, employed by this government. We all know how this government came in. VP to Bola Tinubu told us that they will replicate what happened, what Bola Tinubu did in Lagos, and what he did in Borno State. What did he do? Bringing Boko Haram in, shading them. And we are talking every day. We talk about insecurity, but Nigerians, we fail to ask many questions. Many questions are supposed to be so worried to us that we are living in a country that you cannot live. You go to a particular state, you cannot live like a Nigerian. We fail to ask this question. Thank you.
Mr. Charles, thank you for that. Yes, thank you for that. The people, we need justice. We need justice. So we need to see that this justice is being carried out. Mr. President, sir, you and your cohorts, we don't trust neither of you. We don't trust a thing that you say. You know, I don't know. I think there's a propaganda to make it look like the verdict or the order that the president gave to wipe out terrorism. You know, since after that, every time it comes out to say that you've seen the news, airstrike kills this, airstrike kills this leader. Every time their leaders are being killed, yet these people are still there. I thought when you take out the head, you've penetrated into the rest of the body. So how is it that today, then tomorrow they are coming to say the successor has been why are you guys messing us up? You guys have done Nigeria strong things. Oh, Buhari, you have done Nigeria strong. So this is the set of people that you wanted to commission. These are the people that took you 6 months. No wonder it took you this long, because you had to take out time to look at for people whose hearts is devilish and wicked. Because I don't understand, with the way things are going in the country, these people are still doing all of this. And they've now tied the military's hand. Our military that you could boast of before, they've now become puppets. They've now become puppets themselves. Just imagine what is going on. And now, Bella, my darling, they can censor the woman's face. They can if they want to, but those other people that they parade them and show their faces. So what happens to those ones? The ones that family will go and pay money. When family, after securing their release, you will see them run around with cameras. Well, I'm not saying that should be the first call of what they should do, right? But We need to hear. We need to see that justice. We need to see what they are doing. It's heavy on people. You need to reassure us that you are on it, and the only way you can reassure us that you are on it is by us saying it. We don't need to be in the conference room. We don't need to be in the place where you are strategically planning and brainstorming on how to go about this. But at the point where this is being executed, let us see the efforts that the military are putting into this. What's this other people's name? Amotekun. Amotekun are not even as tech. I mean, these ones are using local, but we still see what they are doing. We see result when they come out and say 128 people were found in a truck. We see the 128 people in the truck coming out of the truck. We see them with the bags of gari, bags of whatever they use as disguise. We see all of these things. So why should the military in 2022 not be able to show us operations? Wetin happen? Even Bin Laden, even then who are these ones that they are being treated? So, okay, because tomorrow they are going to surrender, and so that's supposed to be okay. The one in Zamfara that surrendered, that one that committed mass murder, that one, because so it is, so nothing gets to happen to him. I'm sorry to those in the backstage. I cannot take any more people. We've come to the close of today's broadcast. Thank you to each and every one of you, Mr. Collins.
So you know, let me make a talk. Since I did the watch.
No. I was going to give you the opportunity to speak. You came in very late, but I knew you're here. You're going to be the last person to talk. I have someone in the backstage. I just can't allow in. So apologies, Mr. Chooks. Apologies. Please check in by 5 p.m. today, and we'll be having these conversations and more. Mr. Collins, good morning to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Good evening, and thanks for having me. I know I came in late. I'm just coming back from work not long ago. So the discussion we are talking about is about the lady, right? The one that was kidnapped, right?
Yes, there is that. And there is also the fact that, just when we thought taking out Shekwa was, a great deal, now we are realizing that when Shekwa left, there's a successor who has been, operating in his stead. And now they just took out that one. And we don't even have no proof. So we don't say, my brother, I don't even know anything you want to talk about, just talk about.
Honestly, when Nigeria military or DSS release a statement, they have killed the leader of Boko Haram, the leader of ISWAP, the leader of Metiala, or any whatever. They won't show you any picture, or they won't even show you any video or any clips, because all those things are just it's just a talk or something they just made up, or just for people to calm down. But at the end of the day, nothing happened. Because you can't kill somebody, even when US killed Osama bin Laden, you will see there is a sign that they killed Osama bin Laden. You will see the sign that something happened. So even when Trump will then kill the last man, even the last one they killed, you will know that something happened. They kill somebody. So, but when it comes to Nigeria, they will only come and write it on paper. And somebody, you see their mastermind person like Rai Mohammed will come up and say something. Then you can't even prove. If every time they keep telling you there's some Boko Haram people who repented and they just want to implement, who are those people? You need to show them so that the citizen will know who they are communicating with. So that tomorrow, if I be able to see them, I'll be able to know how to move with them, how to associate with them. You can't just bring people and integrate them fast without even telling people. So for me, all those things are just scam. For me, they haven't arrested anybody, they haven't killed anybody. It's just a fairy tale they keep telling people. And Nigeria are used to hearing all those fairy tales. So for me, nobody was killed, and nobody was arrested. So if you see people, when they tell you to arrest people, you have to bring it. We have to see it. You arrested somebody, you arrested Sunday Igboho, you show Nigeria you arrested people. You arrested Nnamdi, you show Nigeria. So when you arrested these people, you can't even put it on television for us to see. So for me, all those things are just a fairy tale. So, and nobody was killed, nobody was arrested. Okay, look at all those prison break that happened. Nigeria can't even release the image of people who were escaped from the prison, so that we can be able to identify them if tomorrow I'll be able to meet them or encounter them outside. So there is no picture. There is no, even the one that happened in Sierra Leone, they can be able to identify, release a picture so that people can be able to see people. But we in Nigeria can't even release a picture of people. Are you telling me that when you arrest people, you can't even take a picture of them so that if something happens, we can be able to identify them? But that shows you the country we find ourselves, you know. That shows you the country we find ourselves. It's just that when you listen to things that happen in Nigeria, that is why now everybody is tired. And that is why you see what is happening now. This election is going to be something that has never happened before. Even during MK Abiola own, as this one is going to be more bigger than Enko Abiola because now every Nigeria is suffering from one problem or the other. If you are not suffering, your children are suffering. If your children are not suffering, your relation is suffering. So there is one way. The only way to fix Nigeria is to come out and vote. I was watching a video as you guys were talking. There is a Tunumbu campaign, Southwest campaign director. He was interviewed in that conference that happened yesterday, while the Tinubu was not there. He kind of tried to give excuse. People chase him out. That to show you how angry Nigeria is. They chase him. He have to run away. So, as in for me, the whole thing you have taken is no longer where you come from or where you church you worship or mosque you go to. Now, every Nigerian now have to put their heads together, make sure that at the end of the day, we elect a good. It's time for Nigeria to start electing good leaders. So let's start from somewhere. We know it's not the journey is not going to be easy. Even if Peter Obi happen to emerge, it's not going to be easy. At least let's start from somewhere so that the next election, the next election, if APC want to go and field a candidate, they have to bring the best. If PDP have to bring a candidate, they have to bring the best. If SDP want to bring a candidate, they will have to bring the best. So now, when you have the best, then you cannot make your choice. I think that is what is going to happen in Nigeria, and that is the revelation. If at the end of the day, Peter Obi win this election, they are going to set a target that anybody that is coming to campaign for election in Nigeria, you have to be the best. Because if you are not the best, nobody's going to take you, nobody's going to vote you. So for me, I just want pray that at the end of the day, let our wish come to pass. Because if at the end of the day, Nigeria try to manipulate things the way they used to do, system as I'm not. What is going to happen is I'm just praying that God.
Okay, say no more. Say no more. I hope it doesn't get to that point.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Collins, thank you for coming in and welcome back. I hope you have a restful day and thank you for tuning in. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Let me ask something
Chidi.
again. Mr. Kennedy, how are you enjoying your trip in Nigeria? I hope Nigeria is taking good care of you.
Well, not yet. I'm still in Lagos.
Okay.
I'm not very conversant with Lagos, but my home is Benin. That's where my base is.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome, sir.
All right, Mr. Chidi Domike, thank you very much for this generous donation. Thank you very much. This gladdens my heart. Thank you very much, guys. Please endeavor to support us by clicking on the dollar sign to the right in the comment section. It's very instructive. It is safe and secure. I assure you. Please do so. It costs a lot to run this broadcast. It does cost a lot to run this broadcast. So please take out time to support us. Thank you. Now, Bella, what does that mean? It is because Mr. Kennedy does not know his way around. If Mr. Kennedy has given us early notice, we would have flexed him in Lagos. So please, I'm sure Lagos will beat your Edo State anytime, any day, anytime. All right, Naomi Bella, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Mommy Diaspora, thank you for being here, Mama Dearest. Michael, thank you for being here. Michael, I refuse to read your comments. Michael Okere, thank you. Plenty, beautiful smiles to you, Michael Okere. Thank you. Naomi Bella, again, thumbs up to you. Pansat HD, thank you for being here and there too. Moses Umba, it's good to have you on this broadcast. Thank you. James Morgan, thank you for tuning in. Chidi, thank you for joining in. Big Uyi, thank you for joining in. Big Uyi, how you doing? Been a minute. James Tippens, thank you for being here. Good to have you. Thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you, Sivanos Eyi. Thank you, Mr. Rita. Thank you. Johnson Emmanuel, I hope I have said thank you to you. Anthony, how are you doing? Thank you, Anthony. Osagovo, thank you. Chima Obi, thank you for being here. Mary Kimade, how you doing? Jolie, how you doing? Jolie, it's good to have you here. Tunji Agoro, good to have you here. Mary Daniel, let's do it, let's do it. Thank you to each and every one of you. Oh, Abasumi, thank you to each and every one of you. Good to have you here. And to my amazing panelists, it's good to have you here. It's good to know that each and every one of you are good and you are safe. That's why you are here today. It's good. Cheers to life to each and every one of you. Mr. Pansat, we've come to the close of this broadcast. In another 30 seconds, what do you have to say to Nigerians?
Okay, I think I probably missed the ASU issue, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, and the way that the government has been trying to sledge them and hammer them into abeyance. It's not fair. Mr. Ngige should be ashamed of himself. So I'm on the side of ASU. They should keep up the pressure and make sure they get good negotiation out of it. Aside from that, I will thank the panelists. Everybody was very, very good. Obviously, our dazzling hostess is lighting up the screen. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.
All right, Mr. Panza, thank you. You know, this is just newspaper review, and we have only an hour to deliberate on topics. We don't have that length time, but in the evenings, during the discussions, you take whatever you pick from the newspaper review and you can, take it down there and dissect it for as much as you want. I'm sure you can do that.
Thank
All
you.
right. Yes, Mr. Pansat. Mr. Kennedy.
Yes. Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody too. I want to, appreciate what is going on here. And like I always said, we see you just have to wait for a few months before we kick out these people. They have not been truthful to us. We know they have not been truthful to us. If we're able to excite patients for 7.5 years, I think for the next 6 months, we will persevere and we'll vote them out. So I know there's hunger in the land. Wow, it's very excruciating here. There's hunger in the land. So I salute the courage of Nigerians for being able to live in this kind of situation. But please, you have just 6 months to go. Be patient. Don't get into crime. Everything will be okay. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Kennedy, you can feel the atmosphere already in less than 48 hours of being in Nigeria. Yeah.
Yes, I'm always. I was here 2 months ago. I was here 6 months
Oh,
ago. So
really?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
really? Okay. All right.
So
All
I
right,
know
Mr.
what is going
Kennedy.
on, and I know the burden is putting on us. The burden the family is putting on us. But what we go do? We don't come. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Collins.
I'm just thank you again for having me again. I'm just happy because I saw something online. One thing I love my country, Nigeria, that in any situation they always find a way to be happy, and that is one thing special about Nigerians. We always find a way in any situation to make ourselves happy, and that is what is keeping us stronger. And I believe at the end of the day, we will overcome all the whole struggle, and that is my prayer for Nigeria. Looking at what is happening now, people have taken what happened yesterday to a way to make themselves happy. The Shetima dressing code now is becoming a challenge. People
Challenge.
are, yeah, it's becoming a challenge. That's one thing I love Nigeria about. So it's becoming a challenge. So they always find something to put smell on people. That's one thing about Nigeria. So I'm just encouraging them just to keep the spirit high, and at the end of the day, we overcome all this struggle. So that is my own prayer and my calling to Nigerians. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Collins, you're welcome. Mr. Let Go, thank you for staying with us all through this broadcast. Please give your submission to Nigerians.
Thank you so much, Miss Emma. Emma, thank you for this, for getting me, because I always get up early in the morning if I'm not working, because I'm always work night. So, Mr. Kennedy, please make sure you chop Orca and the local ube. That is fear. Please make sure you did that. You will enjoy it. So I will say this. Where is Kwankwasia? I was watching the NBA yesterday. I couldn't find Kwankwasia. I couldn't find Tinubu. I don't know, where are they? Are they in Dubai? I don't know. So so we are getting ready. Nigerians, please vote wisely. Vote for competence, character, and credibility. Vote for Labour Party. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. Let Go. Another thank you to everyone who has been part of this broadcast. Cass King, hello to you too. I cannot say welcome to the broadcast. I'm saying bye-bye from the broadcast. So, guys, please do not forget to join us every Monday through to Saturday for our newspaper review. It's 10 a.m. all through to 11 a.m. Nigerian time. And we have the chat. You guys know the chat. You know what's up with the chat. The chat is Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 1 p.m. Nigerian time, all through to 3. It's just a 2-hour broadcast. And guys, we learn a lot. We say a lot. We do a lot there on the chat. Come on. We have no rules, of course, that no insults and all of that. But the chat, we just go with the flow on the chat. And then we have discussions Monday through to Thursday by 5 p.m. Nigerian time with Kachi. You know, she drops it hot, hot, hot. And then we have the debate every Friday, 6 p.m. Nigerian time. Please don't distract me with the Shetima dress. All right. At 6 p.m. Nigerian time every Friday on debate. Guys, when you're coming for debate, you come with your helmets because it goes on very, very hot right there in the chat room. Even better, guys, please turn on your notification bell so for every time Niger Watch goes live, you will be prompted and you will join us in the hot. Yes, guys, thank you. I've had an amazing time with each and every one of you today. Mr. Edo Lightwatch, thank you. Mommy Diaspora, thank you. Thank you very much. You watching, thank you. And you watching the replay, you know I see you. Yes, I do. Do not forget to like this broadcast, share, invite someone, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Till I come your way again, please, guys, stay safe and do something nice today. Yes, do something nice. Just take a walk down the road, help someone, give out a favor that you will not get back. Yes, try, help someone cross the road. Just do something nice, do something unusual, right? All right. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I love you. Take care. Bye. See you tomorrow.